Yeah, we got a lot to cover in here for it. So we're going to start with the NXT Homecoming show, which I thought, I mean, they advertised the crap out of this. This was done so well with the stars that were coming back, and you knew there were still going to be some different surprises and stuff. You know, but they had to kick it off with Triple H and Shawn Michaels. You know, you weren't get Triple H starting it and Shawn coming out. Now, the thing about this is they had that little like, oh, what if I want to come back kind of thing, and then Regal comes out and says War Games, but I think that was more just for the pop and for the moment, guys, because people are trying to say, are they going to be Team Triple H versus Team HBK?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, it could. I just don't see
why would they have put it there.
Right, and with what we're thinking is coming, and what I think is coming, as we'll get into as we get in the show. The War Games is going to be TNA versus NXT.
Yeah, so Triple H and Shawn combined their genius to have a team, and they go against that.
Now see that I like. Yeah, team to them together with it, because I mean that was like it just makes the most sense. So you don't need to have another faction or war thing going on when you have this TNA thing pretty much lined right up for it. But they came out and Triple H put everybody over and put, Full Sail over, put the whole, and the video package at the beginning. That's what I wanted to mention for it. That was
old school.
Yeah. They always do great video packages, but I feel like that one was just, that one was on another level, and especially too, because of, they had, not super popular, like giant mainstream, but Coheed and Cambria is pretty popular, and that for the music. And then they had no problem showing people that are now in AEW or no longer with the company. I thought that was pretty cool too, because sometimes WWE is known for just kind of shoving things over or pushing things off. But they've even done that, like back with then they had that, was it like top 10 greatest moments on A&E they were doing with Michael Cole. One of the top 10 Raw moments was Jericho's debut, so they didn't hold back from it. So I don't think they don't care.
By the way, folks, I watched NXT this week.
Yes, and watched it live too. Yeah, no, you texted me earlier that you were going to watch it. I figured. You saw. I don't know if you saw the ratings, but they were over 7.
Yeah, 737.
Yeah, I thought it was 738. So thank you. I knew it was over 730, and obviously with the main roster talent, that was the idea was to get a lot of eyes on the show, but it obviously worked for it. And then they kicked off too, with the first talent that comes out is Charlotte Flair and then Alexa Bliss, and to have the tag match, which I thought was a great moment. Charlotte also I thought it was cool for both of them just to put over so many different women, whether they're
the four horsemen minus Mercedes, because they didn't mention Sasha Banks at all, did they?
No, well, I feel that's because she's been so vocal. There's certain things you got to kind of,
She was an original four horsewoman.
She was. Because it's Charlotte, Bayley, Becky, Sasha is the four horsewomen.
Yeah,
to my understanding of. And well, the thing is, Charlotte did just say the four horsewomen and then got into other names. So I feel like that was her way of doing it as best she could. But they did say Ember Moon. They mentioned her. There was a couple others too that I was surprised to hear the name drop. But it was cool to see. It was a good way to start the show. You had the women's tag title match where you knew Charlotte and Alexa were going to retain. Tyler Breeze versus Ethan Page was fun. I thought this was a cool little thing too for a setup, because I'm convinced once Trick drops the TNA title and goes up, that they should team these two up and actually invest them in the tag division. Maybe even have Miz be their manager, because Miz is just great for taking bumps. We don't need him to be in matches so much. We just want to see him get his ass kicked. So maybe a manager is a good role for Miz. I didn't think. Yeah,
he kind of surprised me popping up. I wasn't expecting that.
Ditto. I was same. I was like, oh shit. And honestly, thinking about it and talking it out with you now, I kind of think that really would work well. He's a great mouthpiece. Not that they need it, but he's also, let's be real. Think if you want what about him, but from anybody, of people love him, people hate him, more people hate him, but he's a 20-year professional in the business who doesn't get injured and knows how to play the game. That's a brain I would like to pick if I was a young talent, at least in my opinion.
If Trick comes up though, I don't want him in a tag team. Me personally, I want him as a single star, man.
I agree. I just wouldn't be surprised if they put them just to start him off.
I would be surprised.
Yeah,
I would, because Trick offers everything that they need. He's a good dude. He works well. He works heel and face. He's got a catchy entrance song. People can just go whoop that Trick all day. It's the same crap,
Yeah.
Jey
No,
Uso part 2.
Got a point. Yeah. No, you got a very valid point. I'm just, I always get worried about people coming up as a single, and not everybody's Braun Breaker that can make it work and work. I mean, like Mello was great in NXT, and his main roster run's been mediocre, and so I just, that's things that I think of where try to optimize and give them the best chance to succeed. And then they can have a feud and break up. It doesn't have to be a long team with it, but you're definitely right. Trick is a main single star for the future, like top of the card eventually. I mean, he's got the size, he's got the look, he's picked it up fast because I mean, when he was Mello's lackey and just being, about it and whatever else he was saying, you were like, okay, this guy's kind of big and goofy, and you thought maybe he'd be, muscle at best. And then over the 3 years that he's been doing this, he's really proven himself to be a star and somebody who listens and learns. Everybody, whenever you see anybody who's on the main roster that does anything in NXT, like I've heard CM Punk say it, I've heard Cody say it, and there's somebody else too that said, the people that are trying to learn and do well down there, and they always say Lexus King, Trick Williams, it was Breaker until he went up there. It's the guy's a sponge and wants to learn, which is what. That's again back to the NIL thing. He was a football player. He knows how to take coaching. He knows how to be coached. He knows how to take constructive criticism and use it to get better, clearly. And good for him, man. I really like Trick. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes up, his first opponent is Mello.
That might be a better way to do it. Have it be his first feud, have this kind of started. Yeah, no, you got a point.
Just get him comfortable. Get him comfortable with somebody he's worked with before.
Yeah. Not something I got to talk about a bunch, but just I think probably the most fun moment was Finn Balor coming out and doing his old entrance with the NXT crowd. Like that worked on the main roster and it was fun, but I just always felt like that was his NXT entrance, and that's fun to do though.
How would you have liked to have been was Miles Bourne was in there, right? Is that his name?
Well, it was Lexus King and then Miles.
No,
Bourne.
Miles Bourne is the one that got to do the Some of those pretty cool.
Yeah, no, as anybody who follows me on Twitter knows, I'm a giant fan of Miles Bourne. I think that guy's got an amazing future ahead of him, and not just because of overcoming the disability of being deaf, but just the guy's got the charisma and he's funny. If you follow him on Twitter, man, he's hilarious. I still never forget he took the thing with people say, what did he say? He said, people compare me to Randy Orton, but he hears voices in his head and I can't hear shit. And just that moment, I was like,
"That's all work."
Right? I know. It was just it was a tweet that he said.
I'm kidding about the deafness.
I missed that one. That's swing and a miss on Jake. But other great moment was Bobby Roode coming back and having the glorious. People were saying, "Oh, he didn't get a pop from the crowd." It's like, no, they had the thing ready to hit the glorious button. Like I guarantee you, he got a pop in the audience. But this was cool to see Joe Hendry here in this to come through, because I feel like obviously people are like, is he signed with NXT? Is he not? I feel like that's part of, they're doing that on purpose.
He's in the entrance.
Right, but and he's in the OVP, but I feel like there's going to be something when the TNA Invasion happens, which I want to talk about here, because I think it's going to happen starting this Tuesday during this match, right? It's so set up well with
everyone getting on Twitter going,
and they kept mentioning it. Like that's what I think mentioned it at least twice, maybe thrice, where they were saying, "Oh, they're all pissed off."
Yeah, as I was seeing them pop up, they were showing up on the screen. As I'm looking at my phone, I'm seeing them, and they pop right up. Hey,
everyone's exactly where they're supposed to be. Yeah, it's and I saw some of the some news outlets trying to run with it, being like real news outlets, I'm air quoting, and then obviously like the AEW sickos being like, well, see, that's what happens, you sell your company out. And it's like, do you not? Oh my god, like this is the most obvious and clear work.
Yeah, perfect. It's the perfect way for neither of these guys to lose a belt.
Right, exactly,
because this match is gonna happen, but it's not gonna come to an end,
right? And having it be because of TNA being mad, and I mean, Bound for Glory, it's 3.5 weeks away. Like it's coming right up. Like it's going to be set up well. This is a whole point to get to put TNA on top of as high as they can go on their mountain. That's what the partnership is about. They want to make them look better while using their NXT stars and making them look better. It's a win-win for everybody. And
seems to be working pretty good.
I think it's been great. I see no problems with any of it. And then the other great moment that I had to shout out was Stephanie Becker and Rhea Ripley attempting to murder Booker T. It's the double devil's kiss. Look at the best part of this picture is Vic Joseph back there on the left. Just you can see him just staring at Book like, "How you doing, buddy? You need a heart pill?"
I'm okay with Booker doing this. I think it's a little extreme at times, but it is what it is.
No, it is. He's fun. Okay, yeah, no, there are times where the only problem I ever have with Booker on commentary is when he steps over Vic when he's kind of going, because sometimes Booker, and because Booker is funny and he's mostly great on commentary. There's just a couple points where I'm like, just to let Vic go a little bit, and that's where I think Corey Graves was good of kind of working with Booker in that way and helping, because Vic is really good at what he does and helping putting the young talent over and showing how they grow and but this was just hilarious. I posted the video of that with the gif of Booker on the floor going all corpse faced from back in the day. But that was a fun show. NXT was great. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to next week when the TNA Invasion starts. I'm wondering exactly how that's going to work. That's why I brought up Joe Hendry, because I'm wondering if it'll seem like he's on TNA. And shout out to Evil Dose. I saw he posted Joe Hendry will sign his NXT contract during the invasion and switch sides. And I was like, that'd be fun. That's that's
interesting.
Right? Yeah.
But the one thing that's nice is Sean and Hunter have been through this and they saw how Vince screwed it up.
Right.
An invasion. So they're going to know what to do, I think.
Right. Well, and you're getting
confidence.
Obviously there's no comparison into the sense of the top stars of what TNA is and who the top stars of WCW were, but the top stars of TNA will be involved in this. Like, Mike Santana's who they've been we've been talking about it for 4 or 5 months at this point of Mike Santana is going to win the belt and it's going to be great. And he's obviously going to be involved in this one. AJ Francis is one of, if not the top heel in that company, and he's been doing stuff with Trick too. So it's going to be fun. And I think honestly, even on TNA tonight, there's probably going to be, they're probably going to started at this point. They're going to be saying something. You might get like a hint that they're going to come into NXT. I'm actually
looking forward to have a meeting. Let's have a meeting backstage.
Yeah. And I wonder because I know at least the last 2 weeks, TNA has put Impact live on YouTube, and I'm wondering
tonight if they're going to do anything.
I was just going to say, I'm like, if there's any night to do it, exactly. And I mean, honestly, with the WWE, access is whatever it is. They don't really. It doesn't matter to them as much. I feel like if they can get the eyes on it through YouTube and show that to a television company or a streamer and have WWE as the partner, it just makes too much sense. But yeah.
You see, next week's NXT show probably open. I'm going to fantasy book this real quick.
Love it. Let's go.
Perhaps you have the TNA group out front, getting together, talking in the parking lot, because the NXT parking lot is the most dangerous spot.
It really is.
We all know that already.
It is. That's a good point.
Have the guy, do the slow build throughout the show. Yeah. This would be like, how am I thinking? Maybe like that's not it. But maybe just a slow build throughout the show where the talents from TNA are coming together as one heel, baby face. They're all shaking hands. Just this once, I'll be with you. That sort of thing. Yeah. And then during that main event, they go in there and they trash the place.
Yeah.
Because there can't be a winner. So
no. That's for sure. No, that's for sure. Or you have something where you do some of that tonight where people can kind of align together or not hate each other or whatever, and they break in at the end of the show.
You gotta have people see it.
Yeah.
The YouTube thing tonight would be important.
Yeah. No. Well, I would be shocked if they're not on YouTube tonight. And then obviously NXT will be good about showing highlights or talking about it in different ways too. I'm very interested to see it, and hopefully, I mean, for what they've been, the NXT they knew NXT Homecoming was going to be the most eyes they were going to get on the show, and probably going to get a lot of eyes through social media on it. So they were doing really well of promoting next week's show. And who doesn't want to see Trick versus Oba? Whether whether you know the storylines or not of what's going on with TNA, that match is a draw on its own. So I'm excited and looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.